Peace to the guys and earth. It's your boy King Ra tapping in. Just wanted to say salute and tap in with the family to let y'all know what's going on right now, because the devil's playing games and we need to know what we're looking at and how to move forward. I want y'all to see something right quick. This is what I've been reading. You see that? It's the Holy Bible, King James Version. Any version will work. I don't necessarily subscribe to Christianity, but this Bible is a tool and it's important, especially nowadays in these times of revelation, because that's what we're dealing with, right? So you need to understand that when it comes to the Bible, that those were the words of God that man manipulated to fit his political scheme. So I'm not the one to throw the baby out with the bathwater. There is wisdom in this book. This is a good book, but you got to know how to read it and how to decipher it for yourself, for your own soul's sake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here for the sheep. Jesus was here for the sheep. I'm here for the lions. And you got to understand too that the whole story of Jesus predates the so-called man that y'all worship today. That this is archetypes that we talking about, and that in its original form, Heru or Horus is where that story comes from, and that came out of Egypt. And they even say in the Bible that Jesus, as a youngster, went to Egypt to study. So a lot of this stuff, I'm sure he read himself, and he wanted to embody the archetypes that he read about. So we're just gonna do a little breaking down. I'm going to entitle this one called For Every Jesus is a Judas. So for my Hebrews, if you want to say Yeshua, you know what I'm saying, that's cool too. But we just need to know that Jesus and Judas is just all about archetypes and how we have the ability as gods in human form to possess both good and evil. So Jesus will be considered the good side of things. Judas will be considered the evil side of things. And we're the 0 point. We're the point in the middle. Our soul is the point in the middle, to where you do your balance of which one you're going to lean towards. And that's what this is all about. It's not about no man that needs to be worshipped. And it's not about no devil with horns that needs to be the scapegoat of everything wrong with the world. Evil, good, is all within you, and it's really up to you to decipher which one that you're going to lean towards. You know what I'm saying? And even on a scientific level, you can look at it like this. We consist of atoms, right? And that's protons, neutrons, and electrons. This is basic science that we learned in school. So protons is the positive charge. Electrons is a negative charge, and the neutrons will be considered neutral, where your soul is that center point. You see what I'm saying? So instead of making Jesus the savior of your soul, it's really about you taking your own will and being the savior of your soul. And then instead of God, Satan or the devil being the scapegoat of everything bad in your life and the devil working hard and all this type of stuff, it's really about you taking accountability for what you bring into the table or what evil that you're doing. So like I said, this is going to be about For Every Jesus is a Judas, and it's really about which side you feeding. You see what I'm saying? So just in layman's terms, and I'm going to go into a few scriptures just to back up what I'm saying. But Jesus archetypes or Christ figures are the ones who don't really do crowds. They stand on their own square or circle. You know what I mean? And they kind of just do the work, the soul work that it takes to reach heaven, to reach a divine essence of oneself. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're usually by themselves. They rock with they queen, and they usually are always in constant study and discipline of trying to figure out what's the best way to ascend. Now, when it comes to these Judases, and Judases could be considered haters, they could be considered just the negative side of things, where people that smile in your face want to stab you in the back, especially when they know your character not to be of one that they would try to belittle or make seem less than, you know what I'm saying? Those are your Judases, man. Judases, they like to spread the evil around because they miserable in their own self, and their own soul is being tormented for whatever reason. And they usually come with a smile on their face, and they stab you in the back. And this is how you know that these archetypes are real, because it's always on the loop. Like, for instance, Julius Caesar had Brutus. You know what I'm saying? We just had a movie called Judas and the Messiah, where they was talking about Fred Hampton, and he had his Judas. Just look at our brothers today, how they willing to snitch on each other, how they willing to sacrifice their own brother for some money. And that's the thing about Judas, is that he literally sold Jesus out for 30 pieces of silver. Just 30 pieces of silver. That was a lot of money back in the day. But that's how the story go. And it's just cold-blooded how he did it. Because when he made the covenant with the high priest that sent to go to get Jesus, because they was claiming that he was false flagging or saying that he was the Son of God, and they wanted to make sure they make an example out of him for professing to be that, right? What he did was kiss Jesus to let the angry mob know that he was the one that was professing to be the Son of God. And that shit is cold-blooded, because like I said, they come with a smile on their face and treat you like they love you. And they come in all different forms, shapes, and sizes. And ain't just men we talking about. Judas archetypes can come in the form of your mama, your daddy, your family members, your cousins, your brother, your sister. They come in all of these archetypes. And like I said, I'm here for the lions. I'm here for the ones that use this and they use that third eye, so they can really see the who's who. You know what I'm saying? So don't get that whole blood is thicker than water shit twisted. Like, it's really right now about who's vibing on your vibe. You know what I'm saying? About finding who your family, your spiritual family really is, and where your tribe is. And that's what it's really about, because I feel like your family is just a blueprint of how to interact with the world. And you can find Judas archetypes in your family, and you can find Jesus or Christ archetypes in your family. But it's really how you decipher who's who, especially in these times. We in Revelations, y'all. This is the time for revelations. And with revelations comes a new beginning, but it comes war first. See, we always want peace, but when it's time for war, we got to have the courage for that as well and speak on that. You feel me? So you just got to be careful when you're dealing with Judases, because they're going to come. Right now, they're doing this divide and conquer. People who got the jab versus people who don't, and they're trying to vilify the people who don't. And these are healthy people with working immune systems that they just want to put with pharmaceuticals, and the tech companies have merged. They want to put something in your body that doesn't belong. If you have a working immune system that God naturally gave you, then you deserve every right to stand on that and not have to put something foreign in your body. And just think of how, in history, how the Judas archetypes work. They come with a smile on their face. Think of how the so-called pilgrims came to the natives, and they came with a smile on their face, talking about they have this new God. And then they gave these people blankets of smallpox, wiped most of them off of the earth. Not only that, they was killing the buffaloes as well. That was their food source. That animal was everything to the natives at that time. And they're always intrusive. They're always trying to force their views on you. When it comes to the Jesus or the Christ archetypes, we just tell you what's real and we let you decide. You feel me? The truth is not something that is forced upon you. When it's the truth, if it resonates, it sticks. And if it don't, then it ain't for you. And that's usually how the Jesus or the Christ archetypes roll. You feel me? So we have to get out of this man worship. Because if you think about it, all religions have a Christ archetype, a Jesus archetype. When you look at Hinduism, they have Shiva. When you look at the Chinese culture, they have Buddha. When you look at the Greeks, they had, or the Romans, they had Hercules. Like, you can just go down the line. Muslims had Muhammad. You feel me? Like, every religion has these archetypes. And that's all it is. It's not for you to worship men that you never knew. It's just about you using them as a reference to know what good is and how to treat people. You feel me? Usually, Christ archetypes, they truly love thy neighbor. And they want to see them prosper and let them live. And if you like it, I love it type shit. You feel me? But these Judases, though, they too intrusive. They try to force you into doing things that you don't want to do. And that's what's going on right now. People are trying to force shit into your body. And mind you, they already took your land and forced themselves upon your land. Now they're trying to force themselves upon your body. That's where we got to take a stand, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. The Christ figures. And like I said, it's more than one. The Christ figures are archetypes. And you can say that Malcolm X was a Christ figure. You can say that Martin Luther King was a Christ figure. And then now imagine we fast forward 2,000 years from now and people start worshiping Martin Luther King as the only begotten son. That's what we doing with Jesus right now. We got to snap out of that, family. We got to snap out of it. We are the Christ figures. He was a blueprint to how we should carry ourselves and behavior-wise, how we should treat each other. And it just be simple concepts, because even Buddha be saying the same thing. You feel me? It's just like we have to know and quit trying to put one over the other. That's why I say I'm spiritual. I don't deal with religion, because religion is political. And they always used it as that. When man touches it, it becomes political. Everybody has a right to believe what they believe and how they want to believe it. And that's their custom and tradition. Let them have that. But you're not going to come up with this new reality, a virtual reality, and try to force some biotech into people's bodies. The Most High ain't having that. The ancestors ain't having that. So you're going to see way more storms, and you're going to see a whole lot of crazy shit going on, because this is war. It's wartime. And like I said, I'm going to go into Revelations so y'all can see what I mean. But right now, the ancestors wanted me to show you who the Jesus archetypes or the Christ figures are versus who the Judases are. You feel me? It's like you really have to decipher the who's who. Your third eye has to be very open, and your mind has to be open. Quit locking yourselves into these religions. Like I said, I was born Muslim. My name is Abdul Rahim, right? Abdul means the messenger. Rahim means the son of God, right? But I was raised in the Baptist church. My mama gave me that Bible. You feel me? And she don't know it, but she's more spiritual. She would be more spiritual if she wasn't so religious. And I love her. It is what it is, but she's very spiritual. But that religion is just, it binds you. That's what it does. It binds you to a book. You know what I'm saying? And then it leaves the preacher to interpret it for you. And my whole thing is, whatever religion you decide to be in, you have to do your own due diligence to save your own soul. That's what this shit is about, yo. You know what I mean? So let me give y'all a few scriptures just so you can see the differences between the Christ archetypes and the Judas archetypes. Alright, so let me just give you some scriptures so you can see I do my research. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just pulling this out of nowhere. Jesus archetype. I'm going to go Jesus Judas so you can follow me. Alright, starting with Matthew chapter 18 verse 11. Jesus came to save that which was lost. Right? Judas archetype. Judas was that which was lost. John chapter 17, verse 12. Alright, back to the Jesus side. John 6, verse 39. Jesus needed to raise up the lost again at the last day. On the Judas side, John 13, verse 2. Judas was still lost at the beginning of the last day. Let's see, Jesus side, on the Christ archetype. Jesus needed to hand himself over to the chief priest. And that's Matthew 16, verses 21 through 28. But peep this though. When turning himself over, this is what Jesus said. And I always love this verse right here. For what a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what should a man give in exchange for his soul? That's deep, bruh. And now let me go back to the Judas side. Judas had already made a covenant to hand over Jesus to the chief priest. And guess for how much? 30 pieces of silver. And the way he did it was by giving Jesus a kiss. Kiss of death, bruh. You know what I mean? It's cold-blooded, man. It be the ones that you least expect. The ones that say they love you. So you gotta watch them. You gotta be very careful when people come with that smile on their face. Don't be the ones that stab you in the fucking back. You feel me? So nowadays you have to be very spiritual. Use your discernment and your intuition to learn how to move out here, because Judas is on the move again, and they're trying to encroach your body and your soul. They already done took your land. You feel me? And Mother Earth still got some payback for that. So now we the people had to start tapping into our true power, which is Christ's energy. You are Jesus. Why do you think that they promoted him hanging from a tree, and then years later they was hanging black people from a tree? They are showing you that they're worshiping his death. They're worshiping your death. And we need to start worshiping our lives. If we're going to worship anything, we're going to worship the living true gods. You see what I'm saying? And that's us. So we're just like, you need to start putting that energy into your own soul. You understand? Because we give things energy. Like that Bible I just presented to y'all earlier, right? It can either be used as a tool for liberation, like how Nat Turner used it, or it can be used for a tool for bondage, like how the Roman Catholics used it. You see the difference? That's the point I'm trying to show you, that these are tools to help your soul on its journey. Quit worshiping false prophets or people that saying that they love you, using big words, and they seem magical than the motherfucker. But you got to cut through the fat, man, and see what they're really about. That's why I say words mean nothing to me. It's all about actions. Actions. Love is an action word. Don't tell me how much you love me. Show me. And I'll see it, because I can use my discernment. My soul is on a vibration now that I know when people don't mean me well. You feel me? And I actually know when people talk behind my back too. This is the one thing that Judases don't know. And I'm going to put y'all up on game just so y'all know. The Christ figures, they know. Even, I want to say in certain scripture, they even said that Jesus told the disciples at the Last Supper that Judas was going to be the one. He knew. He knew he knew Judas was going to be the one to flip. And a lot of times deep inside, you be knowing when a nigga don't mean you well. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, trust those instincts, bruh. Trust those instincts, because it could save your life. And I ain't here to die for nobody but my family. You feel me? I ain't here to be for no sheep. Like I said, I'm here for the lions. I'm here to help you use your discernment with your third eye to see these Judases, and not only see the Christ in yourself. You know what I mean? Because all of this starts with you and ends with you. Trust and believe, man. Those archetypes, they all are just replaying within you, within your subconscious. So it's all up to your interpretation. Don't be out here worshiping men. You feel me? Now you know who I worship? I worship my queen. I worship my God. I worship my children. You feel me? Those are the things that you, or the people that, if you're going to worship anything, that's who you need to worship. I worship my queen. I worship my children. Just like how they say, honor thy father and thy mother. Guess what? Parents need to honor their children as well in that light, because they're going to be your future. So if you're going to worship anything, you worship them. Real shit. So I'm just tapping in. You know what I mean? This one was kind of long. I don't really be expecting to be that long-winded, but we living in real times, bruh. It's time to start buckling down, and y'all too busy doing crate challenges, and there's too much real shit going on, man. And the funny part with that, because I'm always doing the knowledge, why are we climbing pyramids and falling off of them when we need to be ascending? Some of y'all passed, which is kudos to that, but we playing too much, man, when it's wartime. Seriously, they mandating shit, passing shit right under y'all nose while you over here playing the crate challenge. Get your mind right. It's really time. Y'all niggas gotta wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? And for the ones that ain't gonna willing to do it, then don't be crying when it's over, man. When it's all said and done. Because we getting our shit together over here. This Operation God Body. You understand? Like, I ain't playing when it come to this shit, bruh. Take your power back. That's what time it is. And I'm gonna go into Revelations too, because y'all need to see the signs when it comes to that shit. When I'm talking about Mark of the Beast, the pharmakia, you know what I mean? Like how they trying to merge pharmaceutical companies and tech companies have merged, and they got buku money, and they're trying to put biotech in your body. And guess what? Once you have that in your bloodstream, you ain't doing nothing but being property of the government again. So now is the time to take back your power so you can take back your sovereignty. Your soul ain't for sale, bruh. Especially for no damn 30 pieces of silver. Oh, and let me just end it on this note. You know how Judas died? You know, after he sold Jesus out and he saw that Jesus was going to be crucified, he tried to go get the money back and they ain't take it. So he winded up, the scripture says he either hung himself or he had a field where he jumped off a mountain or something and spilled his guts wide the fuck open. So the Judases, y'all gonna die miserable deaths, just to let you know that. For trying to throw smut on the righteous. The people that chose to do the right thing and spread love, not hate. You feel me? So there's a penalty for that. You think you're getting away with some shit, but we know who you are. You feel me? I have the eye around my shoulder. That's my third eye woke and up. So I see these niggas coming. They don't even know it. They should know now, though. And I don't care, because we protected anyway. So just a little science, a little spirituality for the family. Like I said, we're going to go into Revelation so y'all can see what's really happening. Like, the Bible is a tool. You can either use it to liberate yourself, or, like I said, like the Roman Catholics did, use it as a tool to put bondage on people. You feel me? And call the rest pagans and shit. You feel me? So don't use this shit as no political tool to feel like your religion is better than somebody else's, because they all saying the same shit anyway. You understand? So that's just what it is, man. Love y'all. Peace to the guys on earth. Salute to my queen. You know what I mean? We're doing magical shit over here. And peace to the royal family, man. More.